In this video, we will show you everything that you missed during the GTA 6 trailer. In our first scene of the trailer, we can see an overlook of Vice City, and if you look closely at the highway, you can see a truck with the Patriot beer brand, which is going to be a new brand in GTA 6, and behind it, we also have a pickup truck towing a boat, so that means we can tow boats and other cars or objects. If you look closely, you can see the prison, and that's where Lucia is at some point of the game. As we can see a shot, Lucia locked up in prison, and there might be a mission where you have to break her out, either the prologue mission or later in the game. She gets arrested, and then you have to break her out. Behind Lucia, there are inmates, the prison yard, and there's also a watchtower all the way in the back. But if you actually increase the brightness and contrast, we can see pictures of Lucia's family, friends, and notes and handwritten notes. In this scene, Lucia is at some prison counselor discussing about Lucia herself and why Lucia is in prison with Stephanie, counselor, and we know her name by looking at her name tag on her desk. We then have our first glance at the water of Vice City, which looks absolutely incredible. It looks really cool and breathtaking. We can see a yacht, dolphins, sharks, and which means there are actually going to be a lot of wildlife in the game, and we have an awesome look at Vice City's beach side. If you look closely on the land, the umbrellas where there are NPCs at the beach. A lot of people miss this, but there's also a lifeguard tower, ATVs, plenty of more things in the game, and we also have a helicopter which is flying, and obviously classic Rockstar humor, the sign that says Y69 and you can 199. And we also see our first glance of the swamps slash bayou and a watercraft gliding through the grass rivers, which is a parody of Everglades in GTA 6. Zooming in, we have a man with a rifle, which suggests that there's also going to be hunting and maybe a side mission even. And then we can see a lot of wildlife, flamingos, and a lot of people miss this, but there's also crocodile slash alligator. And I actually really love this image because it reminded me a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 near the Saint Denis swamp area. As you can see, we have a lot of NPCs, which means that I would love to believe that GTA 6 will be able to handle extremely populated areas such as this one. We also have a helicopter flying around. On the far left, we have a woman getting the sunscreen spray on her body. We can also see textures that stay on her body from the sweat or even the sunscreen itself. We also have an extremely muscular guy jogging with Chihuahua and a woman. And we also have jet skis at the beachside. We have a creep who is taking pics of a woman bending over. We have the Sparrow. We have a few confirmed locations at the game: Kelly County, the Vice City International Airport, and a stockyard downtown. We have Lucia leaning on a convertible with possibly Jason driving a car in front of them, taking a picture of them. It suggests that there's going to be a mission or even a side mission where you have to do this, or it's just a random event. We can see what it looks like, the Vice City Strip Club. We have patrons making, we also have a sign that says make it rain on Mondays, a girl that's twerking, a lot of activities. At the next image, we have a tennis court, which suggests that we can play with NPCs or even Lucia and Jason, a parking lot. And at the middle of the road, we see a paying toll where you might have to pay $2 to $5 to pass through. We can see the city skyline at the forefront, yacht parties, mansions, which are owned by extremely rich NPCs in the game. And the yachts are actually sailing. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but they're sailing through, so I hope that we can actually see this in game. In the next shot, we have a lot of new and old cars, the white Cheetah, a Porsche right behind it, and there are a lot of NPCs, a homeless guy with what it looks like a lizard on his right shoulder. He's also begging for money, which seems like a cool thing, like we're gonna have crazy NPCs at the game. We are also at the Ocean View Drive. If you look closely, we have the neon lights of Ocean View Hotel, which is where Tommy Vercetti stays at in GTA Vice City. We need to be able to enter, find at least an Easter egg about Tommy Vercetti in his room or even at the hotel itself. We can also see the interior of some buildings, and this kind of confirms a rumor that has been going around that a lot of buildings in GTA 6 are going to be enterable, so I hope this is the case. It doesn't have to be all of them. It can be at least like either 85 to 90% of buildings that can be enterable. We have our first glance to the keys, and we can see an island, big islands, and we also, if you look closely, there's a campfire on the island, so that's a cool feature. We can see the Dodo plane, a yacht. If you look closely, this bridge is broken, and I wonder if it's going to be fixed or not, but I think we can actually make a stunt jump. This is like the stunt jumps in the game. Vice City has weird people, and you can see it by this guy who is watering his plants while wearing only his underwear, or that's filled with crazies. So as you can see his house interior, and I'm not sure if you can actually enter his house or not, so I really hope you can. You can also see the, I'm gonna call them mud people, and they look really cool. As you can see at the back, we have dope cars such as the Liberation monster truck off-road vehicles, ATVs, etc. There are people at the back who seem like they're bathing at the mud. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing exactly, but yeah, I mean, this looks great. I cannot wait for GT6. I want to play it right now. We have our first look at Jason, one of the main characters of the game, and we can also see a Rockstar joke on the board which says it cures emotion, which seems like an antidepressant drug / anti-anxiety drug. We can also see Lucia and Jason robbing a store, and this image has absolutely insane details. Like this whole section where you rob the store with Jason, it's just filled with a lot of details, and the details are obviously on the characters themselves. The mind-boggling that we can see a lot more things. The beer bottles, the design, the cameras at the back, it's just crazy. And we also see them in the next image fleeing, and we have a pawn shop slash gun store at the back. You can maybe sell your stolen items and buy guns, like in Red Dead Redemption 2 fan system where you sell stolen goods and make money. And we also see Lucia and Jason in bed, which confirms that they're together in a relationship, which we all knew. And at the end we have Lucia kicking a door and Lucia and Jason entering with their guns pointed. Obviously this is them robbing the place. The trailer was really good, everything about it, like it was really fun, like I really enjoyed it.